Today, I'm bringing AI's wildest food fantasies to life. From diamond-crusted donuts to glittering sushi rolls, I picked the dreamiest ones to see if I could recreate them in real life and actually make them edible. Starting with these glistening glizzies. Usually a hot dog gets a nice squiggle of ketchup, mustard, and if you're fancy, some relish. But apparently AI thinks we like to top them with diamonds. Really taking that term glizzy to heart. But the only thing that I can think of that looks a little bit gem-like are these kohakutos, which are those crystal gem candies. And let's see if it works. All right, so I'm gonna start by making the kohakuto, which I'm just gonna bloom some water and some agar-agar powder. Since we have to make it edible, I gotta add some sugar to this. This is looking kind of cloudy, so hopefully it clears up. Believe it or not, this is not the first time I've had a sweet hot dog because Korean corn dogs are also coated with sugar and it's delicious. Okay, this is looking good and it's nice and clear, but now I gotta somehow make it shine bright like diamonds. All right, so I guess our diamond is not exactly clear. There's a little bit of a yellow tint to it, but what I do see is a spectrum of light that shines on the glizzy in this AI photo. So I'm gonna actually add some edible glitter that's iridescent-y, and so hopefully we can make it nice and shiny. All right, where do I start? I'm gonna go with this pink iridescent. Ooh, from the top it looks kind of glittery. Now we're gonna go for the gold. Oh, that's nice. We'll add a little bit of blue because I see that in the photo. Hopefully this doesn't ruin it. I'll start small. And definitely some pink. Let me swirl it all around so it looks natural. Kind of clumping up together. Oh, I think I was better off with just the spray. Ooh, that looks so much better. Okay, now I'm gonna set this in the fridge, and then once it sets, we're gonna break them into gems. I don't know about this. Our kohakuto dried up kind of green with the blue and yellow tint from the jelly. The top looks nice and iridescent shiny. So now let's take it out and break it up. At least the jelly's nice and firm, but you could definitely see it being glittery inside. So there's some big chunks of diamonds, some small chunks. Oh, that looks pretty realistic, honestly. Ooh. It looks like it would be like glow-in-the-dark candy gems. I don't know what to call it, but I think that's good enough for one to try. Now, do we think it's shiny enough? I'm gonna spray another dusting of our iridescent powder. Make it sparkle. Whoa, that actually worked. Now let's make our glizzy glisten. Wow. So I think all of the diamonds here are shown in really bright light. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a light test on here. Does it shine bright like a diamond? And I mean, it's definitely bigger than my diamond. I would say there's a pretty decent shine to them. Our hot dog's all blinged out, and I would say it looks pretty good compared to that photo, but does it actually taste good? I'm gonna say that's not bad, and jelly and hot dog might be a pretty good combo. Sparkling maki, anyone? But I'm not sure if I want it bedazzled with glitter or with regular old seaweed. Let's find out. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna prep my sushi rice. Let's grab a scoop and add our sushi seasoning, making sure each grain stays nice and fluffy. Fanning my sushi seasoning right over the top, and let's mix it all up. Now this maki looks like it could be avocado or it could be cucumber. I'm gonna guess that it's a cucumber with its white center. I'm just gonna cut the cucumber into a thick strip. Now the question is, to peel or not to peel? I'm gonna do both. Okay, how are we gonna do this? I think I need to put the rice down first, then a layer of the seaweed, then our cucumber, and then we roll. Wet fingers, press it down. Ooh, it's so warm and soft and fluffy, but I need a really thin layer. Seaweed going down. Oh, fits perfectly. Wow. And then it's just one big piece of cucumber. Okay, there's only one wraparound. I think I might have made this too big, so we can actually get 2 rolls out of this. Believe it or not, that was the easy part. Now I gotta figure out how to make it nice and glittery. I've got 3 different types of edible pink glitter, ranging in colors, because I see some like pearls, I see some flakes, I see all the stuff. Let's make it rain glitter. Jumbo size crystals. Oh, that got it to the color that I need. Yes. I think this looks close enough to it. Ooh, that's so pretty. All right, here goes nothing. I gotta be rolling this one back and forth. The rice is sticky, but it might not be sticky enough. It's not really catching all the glitters. Especially the flaky ones that I need. Ooh. Let's rub it down in Glitter Town. Wait, but how come my glitter balls are turning white? This is not what I expected. And this is a dose of expectation versus reality. Let's cut it open. Now we gotta form them into little medium-sized maki rolls. This looks nice and glittery, but I want to make it sparkle like the photos. So let's shine a light on it. Oh my gosh, even the rice glistens. Yeah, it actually does. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. And our maki does sparkle. And I'd say for the most part, reality did match the expectation, but does it taste good? Sweet, sugary sushi. I'm scared. It may look good, but sushi and sugar definitely does not mix. But I think we can make it a little bit better with this ebi maki. So while our sparkling maki didn't exactly work, I found this sushi with shrimp inside, and I have an idea to make it semi-edible, hopefully. We're gonna start with the shrimp, and it's hard to tell if it was boiled, but I feel like shrimp tempura might work. We'll try just a few, and I'm gonna try to slice the belly right here so that I can straighten them out. And now we have straight shrimp. We've got our shrimp, so now I'm gonna dip them into like a tempura batter. So all I have to do is add some flour, cornstarch, and some ice cold water. Mix it up. Now I'm gonna throw the shrimp into our flour mixture to dredge it, and then we're gonna fry it up. Actually, their tail is not coated, so I better make sure I don't get any flour on that. Okay, we have our shrimp tempura done. Now I'm just gonna spread a layer of rice on the outside and simply roll it. That's the easy part. There's no seaweed in this one. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of flatten it out, and then we're gonna put the two shrimp head to head, tails out. Well, let's flatten this a little bit more. Shrimp tail out, head to head, and then we roll. Here comes the fun part. This photo is giving sunset with the purple bottom gradient to orange on top. And so I'm gonna use the sprinkles on half of it. But what could work on top and make it still edible is some tobiko, which is like fish roe. Let's get our little tray of sprinkles, and somehow I'm gonna coat the top with some fish roe. Okay, this is just on the bottom side, so to keep it clean. Okay, and actually that looks pretty good. Now the question is, how are we gonna get this covered in roe? I'm gonna try to do the same thing. Now I'm gonna try to roll it right on top. It's coming apart. And you know what? Since they are cut, it might be easier for me to just do this in small pieces. Good thing there's a little bit of a gradient, because this is not clean. Ugh. Okay, let's have a clean chop. Yeah, good enough. And the final touch, some oyster pearls. Just kidding, these are just sprinkles. Expectation versus reality. How'd I do? Actually, you can't even see the purple sprinkles anymore. What happened? And I lost a pearl. We already know how I feel about sugary sushi. Hopefully the tobiko saves this. I'm gonna say this is a no. This next AI food reminds me of a pink Barbie Big Mac burger, and I already pre-made the burger bun dough. It's supposed to double in size. Oh, but it did. I always love that satisfying punch. But before I get started on my burger, I have to shape these and proof them one more time so they rise to be nice and fluffy. Here's one. This is more of like a pink tie-dye burger. Let it proof in the oven until it doubles in size again. Now I'm gonna go layer by layer, starting the bottom up. It looks like we have a layer of cheddar cheese. It seems to have like these ridges in there, so the best thing I can do is layer up some cheddar slices and then use a cookie cutter to cut it. It looks pretty thick, so I think I'm gonna layer 4 slices. Would you like a side of burger with your cheese? Okay, I can go either way here. The circular pattern has some ridges, and then I have this flower one, which I think might be a little too big, but I kind of like how it looks, so I'm gonna just try to do most of the sides here so it has that little flowerish pattern. No, not exactly similar to what we're looking for.